Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity given to present our presentation at the first Acara Annual Conference on Engineering and Information Technology LITE, this November 30th, 2021. The title of our research is Measuring the Level of Readiness for Integrated Business Startup System Adoption for SMEs using the E-READINESS model approach. With the research teams of Febrianti, Hendra Hadiwijaya, Huntoro Baropi, and Adeline. We are from Polytechnic and STMIK Palkomtek Palembang. The COVID-19 pandemic condition that has occurred in Indonesia since March 2019 has had a very heavy impact on small and medium enterprises, SMEs, and cooperatives both in Indonesia, especially in South Sumatra province. Many SMEs have experienced a drastic decline in business turnover and many have gone out of business because they are no longer able to incur business costs that are far out of proportion to the income they received. The situation is of course not allowed and dragged on for granted. Many activities and programs have been carried out by the government, especially the cooperatives and SME service at the regency and city level. It is realized that small business activities such as micro, small, and medium enterprises can be said to be the less well-known sector for the COVID-19 national problems. SMEs and startups are widely recognized as playing an important and substantial role in the Indonesian economy. Therefore, the required ecosystem and standardization can facilitate the growth and development of SMEs and startups better. One of the solution steps is the construction and implementation of IBS or Integrated Business Startup. The mobile and website-based IBS one-stop startup system has been implemented in the community, especially in South Sumatra province. The startup system, like a marketplace, integrated cooperative managers and SMEs players who are driven by local government. In this case, the cooperatives and SMEs office. The system has never existed before where it connects the tourism sector, cooperatives and SMEs offer their products and services so that they can function as online service and government operation. Therefore, the Department of Cooperatives and SMEs can also monitor the development and performance of these cooperatives and SMEs. Business owners or managers who can take advantage of the IBS system are SMS players, cooperative managers, tourist destination managers, rentals entrepreneurs, and tour guide service providers at the level of 30 district and 4 cities in South Sumatra province. This IBS also provides a monitoring dashboard that can help the South Sumatra provincial cooperatives and SMEs office become a new way to monitor the use of the IBS marketplace, which was initiated by the South Sumatra Province Cooperative and SMEs Office. Research purposes. The purposes of this study was to analyze the level of readiness for the adoption of the IBS system for SMEs in the city of Palembang. The method used is the E-READINESS method using 6 indicators, namely awareness, government, commitment, business resources, human resources, technology resources, and adoption from Mola and Dicker 2005. The method of determining respondent is by using the census method. The respondent are SMEs in South Sumatra province, which is under the guidance of the Department of Cooperative and SMEs of South Sumatra province, which has been registered as IBS users as many as 200 XG SMS respondent. Measurement scale of readiness level indicators. Scale 5, strongly agree. Scale 4, agree. Scale 3, quiet agree. Scale 2, do not agree. Scale 1, strongly disagree. Result and discussion. About awareness. In the awareness indicator, on average, respondents who are SMA actors have a range of answers between disagreeing and agreeing with statements related to awareness indicators. However, the respondent answers are quiet agree and agree. The statement with the lowest average score of only 2.63 lies in the knowledge of the e-business model with the appropriate IBS. This means that respondents have a fairly low perception of this statement. This statement has a response that tends to lead to negative because the majority of respondents answered disagree to quiet agree. Meanwhile, the statement that received a positive response from respondents were concerned and desired to run a business using IBS. This is indicated by the acquisition of the largest average score, which is 4.02, with a range of answers agreeing to strongly agree. This means that most respondents have a high enough desire to do business by utilizing IBS service. About government, almost the answer is also shown in the government's indicator. On average, respondent answered quiet agree and agree with this statement on this indicator. The trend of answer to this government indicator is in a less significant direction because the average score is only 2.98. The statement with the highest average score of 3.05 is about the ability to analyze possible change for within the organization, supplier, partners, and customers through the implementation of IBS. While the statement of the existence of a metric to assess the impact of initiative from the IBS system has the lowest average score of 2.74. This means that respondent awareness of change in business environmental condition due to the implementation of IBS in their business is quite high, but respondents do not understand the use of metric to assess the impact of implementing electronic commerce through IBS. About commitment, the majority of respondents answered quiet agree and the second highest average answered agreed. Table show stage with the highest average score of 3.43 for the statement that the respondent organization has a vision and mission to run an electronic business. The statement with the lowest response was about the success of the initiative to run a business using the e-marketplace through IBS. The average score of this statement is 2.554. About business resources, respondent perception of statement that explain business resource indicators. The average score of respondent answer is 3.69, indicating that the dominant respondent answered suspiciously agree and agree. In addition, many respondents also answered strongly agree with the statement on these business resources indicators. This means that respondent perception are more positive about this indicator. In addition, tables show that the highest average score of 4.18 means that the business or SMEs, they may not have a culture of sharing information with each other. This means that the dominant respondent said that the SMEs, they may not are quite open and trust each other. Meanwhile, the statement with the lowest average score is the SMEs have a policy to have a policy to help the growth of initiative to run business electronically through IBS, which is 3.6. About human resources, statement that represent indicator of human resources have a balanced response. This can be seen from the even distribution of respondent answer and answer to the two statement that explain the resource indicators. These two statements have different perceptions. Statement 1 is positive while statement 2 is negative. So based on the average respondent answer, it can be concluded that even though the SMA employee or workers do not have an IT background, the employee or workers do not experience significant difficulties in using IBS. About resource technology, respondent responses to the statement of technology resources indicators are not very significant. On average, respondent only answers quite agree, although those who answer agreed and strongly agree were dominant, but not as many as those who answered quite agree. It can be seen from the table. The statement with the highest average score is the statement that describes the respondent's ability to adapt to the rapidly changing business environment. This is indicated by the average score for the statement, which is 3.73. The lowest average score is 2.339 on the respondent statement that they do not subscribe to the monthly internet to support the smooth of IBS in their business process. About adopt, respondent perception of statement explaining adoption indicators were 184 respondents who stated that they were ready to adopt the IBS system, while the rest there are 96 respondents who state that they are not fully ready to use the IBS system. So, conclusion, the result of this study indicate the level of readiness for implementing the IBS system for SMEs in South Sumatra province is quite ready based on the level of awareness, governance, commitment, business resources, human resources, and technological resources. The follow-up to the measurement of the level of readiness is that the provincial government through the South Sumatra Provincial Cooperatives and SMEs service is also supported by the local government at the district or city level through the district or city cooperatives and SMEs office providing recommendation to encourage and increase the use of IBS. Okay, we would like to thank the South Sumatra Province Office of Cooperative Small and Medium Enterprises as our research partners who was willing to facilitate, provide information, and maintain feedback for this research. In addition, we would like to have a special thank to LPDP, Minister of Finance of Republic of Indonesia, who funded this research through the RISPRO commercial grant with contract number VRG 92 LPDP 2060. Thank you.